Let's talk about setting money boundaries. This is with your friends, family, everyone in your life. Your financial limits are your financial limits, and no one else has to know them, nor should they have an opinion or be able to derail you from what your financial limits are. It's super important for you to set boundaries with the people that you love and that are in your life so that you don't tarnish those relationships and you don't begin to resent them over time. Setting money boundaries with friends looks like communicating things that you can and can't do. So if your friend is inviting you on a girl's trip out of the country, you know you can't afford it, it's okay to say, hey boo, I can't go. A true friend will accept the fact that you cannot go. It also looks like not lending money to people that you actually care to give back. If someone asks you for $500 and you actually need that $500, don't lend it. In terms of setting boundaries with family members, it means not always being their go-to when it comes to solving people's problems. This is particularly important if you are African and Caribbean because our parents have been sending money back home for God knows how long, and that can eventually end up falling on you if you are not wise enough to tell them, hey, I don't have the means to be able to support your family members and so on. If giving to your family is something that's really important to you, add it into your budget, have a set maximum, but you do not want to be exceeding that maximum in a way that is ultimately derailing your own financial success or taking away from your family that you're building. Even though I'm very generous, I love to give, I love to be supportive of my family and my friends, I'm not doing it in a way that is taking food or money out of mine and my husband's household.
I don't know who this is for, but the quickest way to fall off financially is to try to play the superhero in everybody's life. When people make bad financial decisions, it is not your job to come through and save them. They have to learn, because if they have somebody that's going to bail them out every time, they're going to continue to keep making bad decisions. You have to realize, you are not God. You are not entitled to take their growth. And by saving them in that kind of way does stun a person's growth.
Show me, I know most family members are not just struggling, they are surviving. And if you happen to be the only one working in that family, the pressure is real. But here's the other truth. If you're going to spend most of your money helping your family to survive, you're going to be a provider by default and not a builder. A provider wanna go high, keep things alive for today. And a builder creates systems so that survival does not repeat. Wanakohai help with no direction silently turns into dependency. And not because your family members are lazy, but because survival only knows agency and not progress. So setting money boundaries with your family members means their help must lead towards something. It could be towards upskilling, income tools, empowering them before handouts. Because imagine you collapse financially. What's going to happen? Your whole family collapses with you. So start building systems and stop offering endless rescue.
So a 2-minute crash course on how to set financial boundaries with your family. So the first thing before you begin, you need to be okay with being a disappointment, and you need to make peace with being a villain in their story. Stop seeking validation from them, and that will set you free. Now, 2 strategies. If you got it, you can set up a emergency fund for them, and they'll just automatically deposit $100 or $200 per week into that account. So if they ever come to you for an emergency, you have something on hand and it doesn't set you back because you plan for it. 2, you can also give them an allowance, a monthly allowance. So on the 15th of each month, you give them a certain amount of money. And if they come to you before the 15th, you can say, no, I'll have it on the 15th. If they come to you after the 15th, say, no, I can have it the next 15th. So this way, they're not dragging you into their terrible spending cycle. They're not stressing you out because you already give them money and they can't guilt you into giving more because you say, this is how much I can give you each month, and that's it. 3, if you do not have it, what you're going to do is start asking them for money. And eventually, they're going to be so annoyed with you asking them for money, they're not even going to talk to you. They're not even going to come to you for money. They're like, that girl broke. She keeps asking me for money and I don't got it. And so eventually you'll train them not to ask you for money. And if all else fails, you can lie and say, that you got this huge bill and you're gonna have to pay it off for the next 3 years, like from the IRS or something. And if that doesn't work,
let me tell you something that will save your life. If you don't learn financial boundaries, you will spend your whole life working hard for other people's comfort, and at the end, you will have nothing. Financial boundaries are not selfishness. They are survival. They are protection. They are wisdom. A lot of people are not broke because they don't earn. They are broke because they fund too many people. Let's talk about some few things. Number one, stop giving money you can't afford to lose. Some of you keep lending money to people who never pay back because you are scared to say no. Meanwhile, your own life is collapsing. If giving puts you in danger, it's not generosity, it's self-destruction. Secondly, family is not a financial strategy. You can love your family without funding every emergency. You can support without carrying everyone. All right. You can help without being the ATM. Some families depend on one person, and that one person dies in stress and regret. Boundaries are love with wisdom. All right. And thirdly, stop feeling guilty for saying no. You are not wicked. You are not heartless. You are not selfish. You are choosing stability. You are choosing growth. You are choosing your future. All right. People who depend on you will complain. But after they drain you, they move on. Protect yourself. And number 4, your money is a tool, not a rescue mission. Your purpose is not to save everyone. You are not God. You are not the healer of the household. You are not the solution to every problem. If you keep solving people's financial mistakes, they will never learn and you will never grow. All right. And then number 5, you need to set clear rules for yourself. Say it out loud that I don't borrow money I can't lose. I don't help twice where there is no change. I don't sacrifice my essentials for other people's wants. I don't empty my account to impress anyone. All right. Rules protect you from emotional spending. And then number 6, prioritize your future over the temporary pressure, like festive season, birthdays, funerals, family gatherings, peer pressure. All these events will pass, but the consequences of your decisions stay. Choose stability over approval. And then lastly, you are responsible for the life you end up with. No one will refund your debt. No one will rebuild your credit profile. No one will return the money you misused. No one will pay your bills in January. At the end of the day, you live with the consequences of your choices. So protect your finances like your life depends on it, because it does. All right. Financial boundaries are not about being harsh. They're about being wise. You can't build wealth without protecting your resources. You can't rise if your money is leaking. You can't grow if your heart is bigger than your bank account. All right. Your destiny deserves financial order. Now, I want you to declare this with me. I will no longer be drained financially. I choose wisdom. I choose boundaries. I choose discipline. I choose stability. My finances are protected. My future is secured. In Jesus' mighty name. Please comment below and say, I choose financial boundaries if this message spoke to you. And share this with someone who's drowning financially because they don't know how to say no.
Your lack of boundaries is costing you your financial future. Your inability to say no to certain invitations that do not fit in your budget, to say no to yourself when you're about to make that purchase and you know very well that you didn't budget for it, is costing you your financial future. And many of you wonder, why is it that I earn enough money, but come month end, I don't have any money at all? Well, you could be lacking boundaries when it comes to your finances. Hey guys, it's your girl Nthamosiroe, your favorite money coach, here to help you mind your money and build sustainable wealth. Now, if you are one of those people that are struggling with boundaries, I will recommend that you read this book. And if you are faint-hearted, good luck. Because
This book will make you dive deep and look at where you are. Look at how strong your boundaries are, and look at how strong your boundaries are with yourself. Because we often look at boundaries and we think that boundaries are things that we need to practice and establish with people from outside. Yet we personally don't have boundaries with ourselves. Boundaries with yourself mean that you need to be able to say no to yourself, to certain things that you desire, because you have a plan that you need to stick to. You need to learn to be disciplined. You know, when you're trying to get your body goals, right? You know that you need to eat a certain way. You know that you need to go to the gym every day. You know that you need to rest. You know that you need to hydrate. You know that you need to do all of those things. But then the other part of you now, the flesh will then come and say, oh, but you can just have a burger, you know, just one burger won't hurt. And then after the burger, you want to have ice cream. Then after ice cream, you want to have sweets. After sweets, you want to have all of those things. The only thing that is keeping you from that ideal body and that ideal weight that you want is the discipline and your ability to say no to your desires. And that's what establishing boundaries with yourself looks like. Now, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your financial plan, saying no to going out when you don't have the budget to go out, buying things, being at the mall and seeing an item and feeling that urge to purchase this item is the discipline that you need towards achieving your financial goals, right? Now, what I like about this book is that the authors quote the Bible throughout, right? And if you are a Christian, you know that God doesn't want a person who doesn't have boundaries, because God himself has boundaries, right? God's yes is a yes and his no is a no. And this is why we always pray to him to say, God, if this opportunity is not for me, shut it, because his yes will be yes, I'm opening the door for you, and his no will be no, we are shutting this door, you are not meant to walk that path, right? Now in chapter 14 of this book, the authors speak about boundaries and God, and they speak about the 2 commandments on Matthew chapter 22 verse 37 to 40. The first commandment being, love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and with all your mind. And the second one being, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I'm going to dwell on the love your neighbor as you love yourself part. Already this means that by loving your neighbor, you already love yourself enough. And loving yourself enough is knowing that if something doesn't suit your budget, you just have to say no to that. There's no love lost. There's really no love lost between you and that person. And the book also teaches you how to establish healthy boundaries without affecting your relationships with the people that you currently have in your circle, right? So I really hope that when you watch this video, you will look at the areas in your life where you lack boundaries and whether your lack of boundaries is keeping you from achieving your financial goals, because you have to start there. You need to start there before you can apply all these things, because we can talk about the 50-30-20 rule, we can talk about wealth protection, we can talk about all of these things, but if you don't have boundaries and the discipline to follow through with everything that we teach you guys here online, then you are just consuming. You are just a consumer of this information that I am giving to you for free, that other people are paying for. Do you understand? So I really hope that you will look at yourself, look at where you are, introspect, and look at the fact, or look at your boundaries with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with everyone around you. Identify those areas and try to work on those areas, and you will see following through with your budget, following through with your financial plan will just fall into place. Mwah.